We're just going to get going on that. So the first thing we want to do is just feel how we're standing, right? We want to feel how we're standing here. Um, Feeling the weight, underneath your feet as you're standing nice and tall. You're kind of just paying attention to how you feel in the body. So that's the great thing about this is we're constantly asking for an awareness, an attention that's happening. So you want those feet directly beneath those two pelvic bones, pulling, centering through that spine, pulling the head as tall as you possibly can. Feeling how you might like have some tight spots or something that's weird or something that feels maybe a little out of balance. Well, we're trying to pull everything into balance as much as we possibly can through this practice. So just see and look at yourself, see how you feel from the side too, paying attention to how those hips are sitting. You can kind of just do a little bit of rocking back and forth, side to side, just kind of loosening up those hips. We're going to do this on the mat too, back and forth, side to side, seeing how that feels into the spine, right? Stopping right in the middle again, taking a big inhale. Exhale, bring the arms out wide. So we're always kind of coming super wide here, as wide as we can, reaching the hands away from each other, pulling the head up as tall as you can. So you're taking a big inhale, and then on the exhale, pull the hands away from each other as far as you can. Pull the head up, up, up to the ceiling. Get as long as you can. Big inhale again. Pull, stretch the body apart. Pull the head up like you're in one of those ancient torture stretching machines, right? There, or not. Just pull yourself away, get super, super long. Big inhale. Now on the exhale, we're going to twist while maintaining the length out of the top of the head and the hands pulling away from each other. Inhale, center. Twist, head pulls, 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 pulls. Inhale, back to center. Pull that head up. Pull that head up. Back to center. Big inhale. Let's go ahead and come into a quick lateral bend. So lower hand is really trying to reach down to that opposite foot. Top hand is pulling away from the standing leg. Back to center. Same thing. Lower hand pulls to that opposite foot. Top hand reaches away, deepening the bend. Back to center. Big inhale. Reach overhead, get long, long fingertips from toes, head pulls, pulls, pulls. Big inhale again. And now on the exhale, we're actually going to reach in front for a little bit of a squat, right? Our butt comes back, arms are reaching away from those hips. So big inhale again. Exhale, holding the squat here. Holding back, trying to center everything up, keeping those hips back. Knees are tracking over the feet and toes. Big inhale. Exhale, and then coming onto our mats, we're first going to go into some of this pregnant cat, as we call it. So we're trying to keep the spine super still as we're on all fours. Palms are pressing away from the shoulders, knees directly beneath the hip bones. So watch as your diaphragm expands on the inhale. Get really big, but hold that spine steady as you exhale and pull in so the spine stays in neutral. Exhale, engage, engage. No movement. No movement in the spine, just in the muscle. Right, pull in, pull in. Right, we're watching how we can engage deeply into that abdominal muscle without moving the spine. So go as deep as you can into that abdominal muscle. Spine stays still. Deeper, deeper into that abdominal muscle. Let's go right into cat-cow now. So big inhale. Now on the exhale, pull the belly button. So we will move the spine and we will pull deep into those abdominals to really increase the curvature as much as possible. We're pulling the belly button through the spine to the ceiling, pressing the shoulders away from the palms. Now we drop that belly button to the floor. Feel centered across both sides as that tailbone and head extend. Quick inhale. And now exhale, pull into that deep, deep, deep curve, pulling the belly button through the spine. Drop. Inhale at the top. Pull through the belly button. Pulling up, pulling as high as you can. Drop the belly button to the floor. Tailbone and head extend. And exhale, belly button pulls through the spine. Shoulders press away from the palms. Press, press, press. Last time. Drop that belly button to the mat. Tailbone and head extend. Come back into center. We're going to actually look to one hip. So now we kind of have this lateral bend happening. Let's look to the other hip. Looking back and forth. Looking back to that hip. We're going to combine that with cat-cow for tail wag. So we pull into cat, look to one side, drop, look to the opposite side, pull, look, drop, look, and pull. Let's reverse that. So we look, drop, look, pull, right? Really high. Look, drop as low as you can, pressing the shoulders down, look, and pull. So now that spine has gotten a lot of like movement. We're trying to loosen it up, fluidity. We're going to keep that going into our pelvis as we come down onto our backs. So, pelvic clock. I know this can be confusing, but one image is to think of a clock right here going around from the base here, base like almost to the pubic bone there, and then all the way up kind of towards your belly button. This is right there with the 9 and the 3 on those two pelvic bones, and then of course the 12 and 6 opposite ends, right? So we're reaching the arms down and we're dipping to like the 3, pressing in to get to the 6. So that's like that little, if the 12 is at my pubic bone there and the 6 is up here towards my belly button. So pressing in, dip to the 9, go to the 12. I have to arch my back to kind of dip and tilt that direction. Go to the 3, 6, right? 9, 12. Let's reverse that. 9, 6, 3, 12. Inhale on that arch. Exhale as you start to roll around. And you can just roll through it just like we were doing. We were doing it mechanically at first. Now try to make it more fluid. And it's just rolling through while the knees stay stable. So the knees are not, they're trying to stay stable and not just follow back and forth with what's happening, right? You're keeping those knees stable, teaching the pelvis that it can move fluidly and, keeping the rest of the body stable. Well, that pelvis moves. All right, great. We're going to go into a set of hundreds. So, or actually first a couple of sets of roll up and leg lifts before we go into that hundreds. So we're trying to kind of teach the principle of what happens with the hundreds, bringing the lower half of the body and the upper half of the body together. So we're taking a big inhale, and on the exhale, lift the legs just using the abs. So take out the leg muscle, take out the leg muscle, no leg muscle, just abdominal muscle. Bring those abs up, just abdominal muscle. Come back down, big inhale. Abs only. Abs only. Really challenge yourself to take as much leg muscle as possible out of this lift. Come back. Big inhale. Abs lift. Abs, abs, abs. Abs, bring those legs to tabletop. And when you come to tabletop, you want this perfect 90-degree angle. So if you're coming in too far, you're taking out the 90 degree. Come back. Big inhale. Just the abs, just the abs. Abs only. Abs only. We're really trying to activate these deep lower abdominal muscles. Big inhale and exhale. Arms are reaching down, so stabilize yourself with the arms as the abs do this work to lift the legs. Let's stay right there. Bring the palms behind the head. Big inhale. And on the exhale, lift the upper body with just the abs, right? Inhale back. I'm only coming up an inch. upper body. Just come wherever you want to go. So you can try to keep as much head and neck out of this as possible. Start training the upper body to do the work of lifting, right? Those upper abdominals, sorry. Inhale. We're keeping those elbows wide, just lifting. Great. One more time. Big inhale. Abs. Abs lift the head. Abs, not the head and neck muscle. Not that. Come back. All right. Arms down beside us. Let's go ahead and lift those arms to the ceiling. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, lengthen. Reach as far as you can out of those arms. Those fingertips are trying to touch the ceiling and get as long as possible. Big inhale again. Now on the exhale, we're going to lift the upper body, which obviously is going to bring our arms down. Reach into our feet, start to pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And press the shoulders down and exhale. The longer you can reach, the more you'll take out of your head and neck. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. One more set. Inhale and exhale. And release. Legs come down. Send them out straight. Send the arms overhead. Get as long as you can. Big inhale and exhale into the length. So you're going to reach away. Pull the head up. Pull that head as high as you can. Big inhale again. Head. Pull that head longer. Reach the fingertips longer away from the feet. Get as long as you possibly can here. Now take another big inhale. Now on the exhale, think pregnant cat. We engage into the abs. We're not necessarily rounding that back, but we're using those abdominals in that neutral spine. And the minute we do it, it helps lift the arms right to the ceiling. And then we continue all the way up for this roll up. Reach as far as you can. At this point, come back, sink into that belly button, coming down one vertebra at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Huge inhale overhead. So longest point here, abs, longest point in the arms here. Continue, longest point here. Come back through, right down the center of the spine. One at a time, one at a time. Big inhale, reach away. Arms to ceiling, continue. Longest point, come back. One at a time, one at a time, one at a time. Reach overhead. Length, length. Continue. Length. Come back. This is going to be our last roll up. As we come down, reach overhead, reach. Exhale. Continue. Reach as far as you can and come back. Right, coming down, reach. Let's grab our support if you have one, like a towel or a band or this ring that I'm using, whatever you want to use, but we're going to pick one leg up at a time, bring it into that support. I like to have a support rather just my hands because then I can focus on centering up my body a little bit better. So you want to feel centered. Take a big inhale. Exhale into the hips, right? We're pressing those hips down, especially the one we're working here. This side of the leg, the shoulders press down as we pull back gently. The hip is pressing away, reaching away from the leg. Two opposite points going away from each other. Big inhale. Hip, hip, leg, cross the midline, cross the midline. Great. Let's go to the other side. Center up the body. As you're making that change, again, pay attention. Both halves feeling equal. Big inhale. Hip. Really get that hip driving down towards the mat. Do not pull the leg back any farther. You can't lose that contact and connection with that pelvic bone point. Pressing down. Big inhale. Press that pelvic bone deep into the mat. Press your shoulders down. Pull back wherever you're going to go on that leg. I mean, we're trying to pull these 2 points away from each other. Inhale again. Hip bone crossing the midline just a little, just a hair, because you're trying to keep that hip bone driving down, and then release. Setting our proper side anchor into the spine. So now our abs are going to move our leg and lift our leg. We're going to lift one leg at a time. Start into little circles, right? I'm pointing my toe. I'm circling out in front of me. I'm keeping the whole core stable, circling around this nice neutral spine. You're thinking core, you move the leg. Core moves the leg, not the leg muscle. Reverse that circle. We're taking as much leg muscle out of this as possible. Just core is moving the leg. Circling around, circling around. Let's go big. Big inhale out. Exhale across. Lots of control from the core. Inhale out, across. Inhale out. Stabilize in the upper body, core. Reverse that circle. So inhale out, exhale across. Inhale out, stabilize. Core only. Inhale out. Core is moving the leg. Last time. Inhale out, exhale, and release. Reset. Center, center. Pick up the opposite leg. Start into little circles. It's amazing how we lose that centering after one side, you'll notice as you set that leg down and you have to reset, keep pulling it back into center, keep using the abdominals as the anchor, the center point anchor of this movement. Let's reverse that circle. Reversing the circle. Stay centered. Use the abs to do the movement. Big inhale out. As we go big, exhale across. Lots of control here. Abs are directing the work. They are keeping this leg moving fluidly in that joint. And now we're going to reverse. So we inhale out, exhale across. Inhale out. Stay centered. Stay centered, especially with this big stuff. Last time, inhale out, pull back to center, and release. Great. Pull those knees in. We're going to roll ourselves up to do a set of rolling like a ball. So we're tucking in as tight as we can. Just tuck, tuck, tuck. Tuck in super tight. Super tight. And we're going to take a big inhale. And then on the exhale, sink to go to the shoulder blades. Come back up. Big inhale and exhale. Just sink right through the center of that spine. Come back. Inhale, sink. Shoulder blades. Whoop, balance, balance. Through the shoulder blades. Come back. Tuck tight as you can. Sinking to those shoulder blades. Yeah. Inhale at the top. Sink. Right? Inhale at the top. You're trying to roll right through the center of that spine, coming back up. I can even tell that I've like shifted on the mat because I'm rolling to one side more than another. That's kind of teaching you about what's happening in your body and how you're trying to balance and pull it back into that center point, right? Okay, so we're going to lay back down, go into some single and double leg stretch. So big inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to use those abdominals to roll and tuck, 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 tuck here. Just like rolling like a ball to kind of begin, where we can stay super tight. Send out the opposite arm and leg while balancing and centering across the body. Exhale as you send the opposite one out, right? Pulling in really tight with this knee and reaching away with the arm and leg. Reach, reach away. Reach as far as you can as you're tucking in as tight as you can. For 3 more, keep reaching. And 2, really reach. Yes, last set. Reach, reach, reach. Then we're going to go right to doubles. So we pull in super tight again. Send away both the arms and the legs. Big inhale. Exhale. Tight. Inhale away. Tight as you can. Inhale away. Tighter. Last one. Tight, 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 and back. Great. We're going to do just a quick set of double straight legs. So we're going to extend these legs up wherever they go. If they're bent, that's okay. But we're trying to get nice and straight, nice and straight. Palms right behind the head. You can keep your head down, or you can take a big inhale and lift the head with the abs just a little bit. And then you're going to lower the legs a little, pull back in tight. Inhale on the lower, exhale, pull in. One more time. Inhale to lower, exhale, draw in and release. Rolling ourselves up. We're going to go into some of our sitting stretches. So starting with a little bit of an adductor stretch. So we're going to come wide. I mean, we are trying to kind of push yourself just a little bit, but always, always being gentle, watching, that we're not overextending. So just listen to your body, basically. Big inhale, exhale, reach up and away. We're going to take a big inhale here, getting super long, super long, super long, longer, longer, and tilt forward. Trying to keep that long spine forward, and then fold, going wherever you want to go with that. So big inhale. I think I need to kind of bring this a little bit more centered for me. So bringing that back over. Okay, back again. So nice and long, nice and tall. Big inhale. Reach with that long, long spine. Tall back. And fold, hinge, hinge, hinge. Folding forward. Great, just sinking into that stretch. Pulling the legs together, we're going to come into our spine stretch forward. So spine stretch forward. Big inhale. Pull that belly button in. Pull it in to come and round forward. Big inhale at the bottom. Just sink into this for a minute and then pull through the belly button to stack back up. Big inhale. Pull and reach, reach, sink, sink down and pull all the way back up. Arms to the side. Big inhale. Exhale. So whichever side you go to, that shoulder is going down first. And then we're pulling the top hand away from the hip. Big inhale. Sink into that. Back to center. Inhale and exhale. Shoulder goes down. Shoulder is always down. Pull the hand from the hip. Pull away. Back into center. Inhale. Shoulder down, and pull. Back into center. Inhale and exhale. Pull away. Let's come back up one more time on each side. Big inhale and exhale. Shoulders down. We're going to open to the ceiling and then close forward a little bit, reaching away still. Back into center. Big inhale. Exhale, shoulder down, pull away, opening to the ceiling a little, and then folding forward, reaching away, come back into center, going into a little saw. So we're opening up the legs a little wider, arms out to the side, big inhale, saw. So pinky to pinky, reaching into this, palms pull away from each other. Inhale back to center, palms are reaching. As you bob forward for the saw, they reach away, back to center, big inhale, saw. Keep reaching the hands, inhale. We're always pulling super tall every time we're coming back into the middle and then reaching the hands apart, pulling them apart. So that hand to the back, the palm is open to the ceiling. And I'm looking back at that palm, come back to center, One more time on each side. Saw, saw. Back to center and saw. Right? Look back, look back, look back. Great. Back into center. We're going to go into a little bit of open leg rocker. So for this, you can you have a modified version where we can keep the knees bent depending on where you're at, right? And the shoulders are pressing down. We're keeping the spine tall. We're taking a big inhale. That exhale sinks to come to the shoulder blades. We're maintaining the same position, right? The whole direction while you're rolling and coming right back up to the top. If you want to, you can extend those legs, take that big inhale into the tall back, and then sink on that exhale through the shoulder blades. Roll back up, get into that tall spine. Inhale, going right. Whoop, that was a little wankety for me. Big inhale and sink back. Oh, coming back up. I got to reset myself. Coming back, big inhale and exhale. Shoulder blades, tall back. Roll to the shoulder blades. Tall, tall, tall. Inhale, exhale as you come back. So you can tuck into kind of that rounded spine and hit every vertebra. Big inhale, tucking through, coming back up. And that's it. All right. We're going to go into some prone work on our stomachs. So for baby swan, the first thing we want is to feel the length, just like we do before roll up on our back. But now we're on our stomachs. We want to feel super, super long. So the head is pulling to the ceiling, palms are reaching away. You're getting as much length as possible in the spine. Big inhale and exhale. Pull the head up, pull the head, pull the head. Reach the fingertips away from the toes. You immediately feel this work going into the core to create length and extension. Big inhale again. Exhale into that head. Head pulls. Get longer. Get another millimeter, another millimeter. Reach away. All the work is extending from the center of the body to get length. Last time. Big inhale. Exhale. Head pulls up. Palms reach away from the feet. Quick inhale again. And now on this exhale, really press those hip bones in. Pubic bone presses in. As we start to lift from there, we're coming through the low. Shoulders are pressing down the entire time, mid back. You just go to wherever it's comfortable. Your highest point of extension without cranking and overextending. Quick inhale, exhale as you come down. Inhale at the bottom. And exhale. Hips press in. Press in those hips as you start to extend. It starts from those hips, glutes, kind of a posterior tuck in those hips to start lifting at the base, then through that mid thoracic spine. Shoulders are pressing down. Head is the last to extend. Big inhale. Release. Exhale into that reach, getting long each time. So each time you come back down, you're resetting yourself into the longest length possible. Big inhale and exhale. Hips pressing in, raising, raising from there. The shoulders are pressing down the whole time, whole time. So you're trying to keep this length in the spine, keeping the head relaxed by pressing the shoulders down. And release. We're going to do one more. Big inhale at the bottom into the length. Get long on that exhale and then start to lift. So it's always length, 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 and then lift from there. Lift from there. The shoulders are pressing the whole time. The whole time. You're just going wherever you can go. Quick inhale. Exhale back into the length, reaching away. We're going to go right into a quad stretch. So as we lay here, center up, both halves of the body, centered across the hips. Grab one foot. Take a big inhale. Exhale. As you pull that foot close, pressing your shoulder down, pressing the hip into the mat, and then a little posterior tuck in that pelvis to deepen that quad stretch. Big inhale again. Hip, 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 hip. Shoulder tuck in the pelvis. Let's switch to the other side. Big inhale, center across both halves of the body. Hip, hip, shoulder, posterior tuck in the pelvis. Again, inhale, hip presses in. Really press that hip in as you press the shoulder down. And then finally that little tuck. That tuck. Great. We're going to go right into some single and double leg kicks. So bringing those elbows directly underneath the shoulders. You want that spine extended. Head is in line with the spine, nice and long. We're centering up, keeping those hips parallel to the mat. We're going to flex one foot. Come in as tight as you can to your glute. Switch tight, tight. As you're doing this change, you're keeping those hips parallel. You're pressing up out of those elbows. You can have a little bit of that tuck, hopefully a little bit of that posterior tuck happening to try to take some of the strain out of the low back if you're feeling that. Same thing when we go to doubles. We're going to do about 4 more sets here, coming in tight. So tight as you can and tight as you can. Tight, tight, and tight, tight. Keep pressing up out of those elbows, head to neck. 3, nice and long. 2 more sets. Last one, tight, 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 and release, coming down. So back of the hands on the small of the back, shoulders pressed down. See how my palms are kind of stacked as my elbows are bent. I'm going to flex both feet, come in really, really close. And everything's coming to that point right there to that back, that low back point. It's all coming in. The shoulders are drawing to it. The heels are coming to it. We're tucking in really tight and then pressing out in a way which will draw the hands away. Getting into that extension, come back. Tuck, little posterior tuck in those hips. Tap, tap, and extend out and away. So you're coming in as tight as you can, and then extend. Little tuck in those hips, making sure you're keeping the shoulders pressing down to stay free. Tap, tap, extend, and reach away. Tap, tap, shoulders are down. Extend, reach away. Tap, tap, and extend, extend, extend. Bringing the palms back. We're going to press back into a rest position before we do some swan. Full swan and swan dive. So thinking back, coming back for just a moment, going right back in for some swan. So swan, we're going to bring our palms underneath our shoulders. Take a big inhale here at the bottom. On the exhale, press the palms away from the shoulders. Press the palms in. The shoulders are pressing down the whole time. Shoulders press down, 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 down. Head is the last to extend. You can take a quick inhale at the top and then exhale as you start to bend in those elbows to bring yourself back down, pressing the shoulders down the whole time. Shoulders are pressing down the whole time. Now you can continue with that kind of swan, or you can go into swan dive, which is what we're about to do. So big inhale, exhale. Press the palms away from the shoulders, away, 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 away. Head is the last to extend. And then we're reaching out to try to keep those legs in the same arc as when we came to the top of the swan. So they lift as high as they can. Palms come back underneath the shoulders. Big inhale. Exhale, palms press. Press the shoulders down. Press the shoulders down. Head is the last to extend. Big inhale. Exhale, dive and reach, reach, reach. Palms back underneath. Big inhale. Exhale, press the shoulders down, 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 down. Inhale at the top. Reach, 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 reach. Legs extend. Palms right underneath. Big inhale. Exhale, press the palms away from the shoulders. Away, 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 away. Big inhale at the top. Reach, extend, extend, extend back in those legs. Back underneath, two more. Big inhale. Exhale. Press those shoulders down the whole way up till the head extends freely. And then reach away. Reach away. Keep those legs high. Last one, best one yet. Big inhale. Exhale. Palms press into the mat. Shoulders press down, press down, press down. Head is the last to extend. Reach, reach, and release. Let's press back into a rest pose. Once again, into that rest pose. Inhale, and then sink the hips back away from the arms, the palms, right? The palms are staying reaching ahead. Hips press back. And let's come on to all fours for some sternum drop. So sternum right in the middle of the chest. So as we're feeling into this position first, palms are directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath those hip bones. Head is nice and long, top of the head to the base of the pelvis, right? We're keeping that spine in that nice neutral position, trying to hold it in that neutral position. It stays there, so there's going to be no curvature through the middle of the spine. We won't be doing any kind of this cat-cow motion, right? It stays still and steady. We just drop beneath the shoulder blades. That's where the sternum is trying to drop to the mat. And then we pull up round through those shoulder blades. So you inhale, so you're kind of dropping in between those scapula, sinking through as they come together, and then pulling up as they spread apart, that rounded shoulder, right? But everything else is steady. The spine is trying to stay nice and long. It's like you're just dropping that spine in between the shoulder blades and pulling up across. Great. We're going to go right into opposite arm leg reach. So now balance a cup of tea on your back as you lift the opposite arm and leg reach away. We're always pressing the shoulder down on the supporting arm. Change, exhale into the reach. One side will always be a little better than the other, but just maintain that stability, maintain the balance. Reach, balance that cup of tea, balance it. Inhale on the change. Exhale, getting as long as you can, making sure you're not dropping through that belly. Inhale on the change, exhale on the reach, because that is what's extending that arm and leg super long, right? Come back. Inhale. Okay, great. We're going to go out into a quick plank. So inhale here, exhale, send both legs out. We're just going to hold this, making sure you're pulling that sternum up through the shoulder blades, keeping the spine neutral and long. For 3, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale, and release. Coming into some of our side leg work. So coming down on one side, we're reaching the arm away, right? Reaching that arm out underneath us, underneath the head, keeping it nice and long. So everything's in line. Everything's in line. Then we're going to tilt, bring those legs forward at a 45-degree angle or so, stacking the hips. We're going to start into some leg lifts. You can make these kind of big, open that hip up a little bit, pointing as I go up and flexing as I come down, keeping those hips nice and stacked. Keep the shoulder down on the supporting arm. So this shoulder is not going to hike up or anything. We're pressing it down, supporting ourselves. Great. Now we're going to go into some circles. We're balancing that hip. Great. And let's reverse it. So reverse that circle. I'm making mine kind of small, but you can go big if you want to. Great. And we're going to kick front and then kick back a couple of times. Ooh, losing my AirPod. Kick front, kick back. kick front a couple of times, kick back, steady, keep those hips stacked even as we do this, kicking forward, kicking front. Great, come back. And we're gonna do some rainbows. So heel goes down, toe, heel, toe. This is where everybody's cursing inside leg. Really starting to, you're feeling it, I know. Just do one more there. And then bring the legs out straight. We're going to go straight into some bananas. So you can keep your supporting arm here, or you can bring it out to the side. Either way works. The balance happens a little easier as you try to lengthen into the arm when you go, if you're out to the side. So big inhale, exhale. We're going to reach, reach, reach in that arm. Inhale down and just stay here if you want to, with your arm. Inhale, exhale. Body is nice and long, nice and long. Exhale and release. Let's come to the other side. Just gonna flip around. So again, arm right out underneath, legs come to the 45. Balance and steady yourself, pressing your shoulder down. We're gonna start into those lifts. So steady, steady, keep those hips stacked. That's going to be one of the hardest things is keeping those hips nice and steady, everything in line. Support yourself with that supporting arm, right? Stay really strong there. We're going to go right into circles. So I'm drawing a small circle. You can go bigger if you want to, into the biggest circle you can do, and then reverse that. We can try that a little bit. Whatever your range of motion is, right? And now we're going to do some kicks, kick forward and back. Steady. Press your shoulder down on your supporting arm. Sometimes the harder it gets, the more we tend to lose that upper body stability, but we need it more than ever to help us right there. And back. And we're going to go into some rainbows. So heel goes down and toe and heel and toe. This is my favorite variation actually. Heel and toe, heel and toe. Just one more. Heel, toe. Let's come right out for bananas. So super straight line in the body. Big inhale. Exhale. This side's a little harder for me because inhale at the bottom. Exhale. It's my right side that had the vertigo issue. Inhale. And every time I lay on my right or go to my right now, it's like worse. Inhale. Balance. So much worse. All right. One more. Reach and release. Okay. Coming on to our backs. We're going to do some more supine abdominal work here. So we're going to do some single straight, double straight, crisscross, and pelvic press. So big inhale. And on the exhale, we turn off the leg muscle, use the abs, lifting those legs. And we're going to come up straight. Big inhale here. Lift the upper body with the abdominals too. We're going to reach down. Let's come in, tap, tap, and tap, tap in twice. Tap, tap. Reach the arms. You can come down here too. There's that option. Reach. Get it out of the head and neck the longer you get in the arms. 4 more sets. 3 and 2. Last one. Into some doubles. Head comes back. Legs are straight. Big inhale. And you can either keep your head back or exhale, use those abs to lift it up a couple of inches. And then we're going to lower the legs and pull in. Inhale to lower, going wherever you can go and maintain that neutral spine. Exhale in. Inhale to lower. Exhale in. Just one more. Great. And knee comes to sternum for crisscross. And keeping my elbows wide, just knee to sternum, sternum to knee. Tight as the opposite leg reaches away. Tight, right? Tighter, tighter for 4 more sets. Tighter, sternum to knee. Keep it steady in the center so you're not rocking from side to side. You're just sending this out from a steady center base. Great. And release. Okay, going right into some bridging. So we're reaching the arms down, staying super steady. Feet are in line with the pelvic bone points, right? So you follow those two pelvic bones to the knees, to the feet. Stay nice and long in that spine. Take a big inhale. Then on the exhale, we're going to tuck in that pelvis. That means we press the belly button in and you're just trying to raise those hips wherever you can go. So you're really engaging into those glutes. Steady yourself through the arms. Keep reaching down. Steady in those knees. Don't let them fall open. Press up, and roll back down. Really steady, right through the center of the spine. As we're getting tired, it can wobble everywhere, but we want to maintain that centeredness. Big inhale. Exhale. Tuck, 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 tuck. Roll. Bring those hips up high, high. We're going to stop right there, staying parallel wherever you're at, and then try to lift one leg to tabletop. Come back down, or just go wherever you can go. Even a little lift on that leg, and then pressing back up is good, right? So wherever you can go, you press those hips up. Inhale as you come up. Exhale. Center on that exhale, where you press up into that equilibrium, right? Parallel hips. Inhale, press. Just one more set. Inhale to tabletop and press. One more. Inhale, press. Great. And roll all the way back down. Just hug your knees in tight. This is where we're going to practice teaser, getting into teaser. And if this is your first time doing it, you can leave one leg down or both legs down, but we bring the arms overhead first. And so I'll show you the very beginning kind of modified position. We're going to go overhead nice and long. We use this length from the top to give ourselves a lot of momentum as we swing around to come up for teaser. So we reach back on the exhale, sorry, press into the abs. We're going to raise one leg to tabletop. So we'll just start with one leg in tabletop, one leg from the get-go. And take a big inhale. On the exhale, sweeping the arms around, right? You want to come up into this tall back position. My arms are going to be kind of parallel to my leg here that's staying in tabletop. If you want to extend that leg, extend out. That's what we're trying to get to with both legs. So let's roll back down. This time we'll go from the other leg. So big inhale, exhale as you lift that leg to tabletop. Big inhale again. And exhale, sweeping up, sweeping up. We're going to hold that there. Extend the leg if you can, and then roll all the way back down. Great. Let's bring both those legs into tabletop. So we're going to do a couple more looking at how you want to progress. So on the exhale, abs again, we bring those legs to tabletop with the abs. And then we take a big inhale here. On the exhale, sweep around. This is where we want to come to with both legs. And then if you can extend those legs, even better. So let's try that. So big inhale coming back. And on the exhale, sweep around, right? We're going to come right up into this position. That's where we're trying to go to with teaser one. Okay. Rolling back down, arms overhead. And we're going to roll ourselves up for just a second so we can go into a little bit of a piriformis stretch, which you can do on your back or here seated, where we'll just pick up one leg, cross it over the other. So if it's easier for you to go on your back, we'll be doing the same thing here, where first you can pick that leg up to cross it, just like this, crossing over the other one, reaching through. It's a little easier to get in this position to grab behind that other leg. So you're going to take a big inhale, and then on the exhale, arch the back slightly at that low back. You're kind of arching to really connect those hip bones and press them down into the mat as you pull back on your leg. But especially, sorry, I should have directed this better. I have my right leg is crossed on top. And so on that left leg, whichever one is underneath, you want to especially sink into that hip bone. So big inhale, sink into that lower leg, hip, hip, pull yourself. It's actually pulling you into better equilibrium as you go to that hip because you'll immediately want to fall to the side that is out, the leg that's crossed on top. So sink into that hip, press the shoulders down. All right, release. Let's go to the other side. So that leg goes down, the other one crosses on top. We reach through to grab behind the leg. Take a big inhale. Lower leg hip is pressing down. We're arching. We're trying to get both those hips down, but just open your eyes. Look at how that body is. You'll see how you want to pull that lower leg hip, sinking even more, centering yourself up as you're pressing your shoulders down. Inhale and exhale into that hip, which is pressing down. Great. And release. Okay. We're going to go into a little bit of seal as we roll up. So for seal, I'm bringing my arms in between my legs to grab onto those heels, or you can stay out here if you just want to stay like this for seal, a little modification. But otherwise, let's grab those heels. I'm going to bring my legs up. So I'm pressing those feet away from my shoulders that are pressing back. I'm getting really tall in the back. I take a huge inhale. And then on the exhale, that's where I start to sink into those vertebrae. Whoops, I didn't sink quite enough. Come back up. I've been struggling on all of my rolling moves post vertigo. So tap, tap, sink to the shoulder blades, tap. We're trying to tap on both ends. Tap, 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 and sink. Tap, tap. You might notice that you like roll to one side. Oh, didn't quite get the full one there. Got to use a little momentum, to come back up into that tall, tall back. Tap and release. All right, bringing ourselves back for a little bit of mat push-up principles, which you can do on all fours. All fours, right? Especially, it's just better to keep your form over trying to muscle your way into the stronger position as we think is happening, but really we're oftentimes losing a lot of our technical points because other muscles can't handle it. So let's focus on that first so we don't do injury. So we're going to press those palms right underneath the shoulders. Get the knees directly beneath those two hip bones right here. You can even have those palms out a little farther if you want to. It's up to you. It's kind of how far you want to go down. And we're going to pull through that sternum. So we just practiced all of these points, right? We did our sternum drops where we learned to pull up through those shoulder blades, keeping our spine nice and long, just like that plank principles, keeping it in neutral. So you have to engage into those abs so it doesn't drop or or pull through the hips too high where we're hiking, that's once again not what we want. So big inhale, and on the exhale, bend in those elbows, keeping everything steady. So you're pressing the shoulders down the whole time. Shoulders press down, press down, press down, press down. Come to the bottom, quick inhale, and exhale as you press those shoulders down the whole way up, keeping everything stable and secure. Inhale at the top, exhale, spine stays secure. Shoulders are pressing down, shoulders press, 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 press. Come to the bottom, quick inhale, and exhale as you press back up. Press back to the top. We're just going to do a couple more. Quick inhale and exhale. Bend in the elbows. Bend, 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 bend. Shoulders down, shoulders down, shoulders and then press, pulling up through the spine. We're the abdominals, so the spine not moving. We're keeping it neutral. Sorry, just engage. Big inhale. Last one. And exhale, bending those elbows, pressing the shoulders down. Everything is stable. Everything is stable. And then press back up, staying stable, and release. Okay, we're gonna come back. Shake out those arms and wrists, bringing ourselves up onto our feet. We're gonna take a huge inhale. Once again, get into that same length that we got in at the beginning. We're really working into that length, right? One more time as we go into this roll down. Inhale, and then on the exhale, we're going to pull that belly button in, pull in, come over. Inhale and exhale as you sink into this bend, this final kind of roll down. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, pulling through that belly button, pulling, 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 rolling right up to the top. Great. We're just going to finish off there, come back for some, you know, next class, which hopefully will keep this a little bit more consistent, a couple times a week. So just look for that on the schedule.